This video is highlighting the progress I've made across Savage Quests plugin and SavageBoss plugin, both of which are remakes from the old Savage servers, coded by Cross and Acid primarily. Now, right now this plugin is still in early development, so there are bound to be bugs and glitches and hopefully not many exploits. But I've tried pretty hard to reduce them, and there aren't many that I'm aware of. But yeah, let's give an example of the boss plugin I've made it. So far the boss plugin is split up into two sections. There are two different types of custom mobs. There are bosses, like the one I'm about to show, and there are more just sort of custom enemies sort of thing, which I'll show after this. This boss here is was created mainly just sort of like to test what I could do and to learn NMS, which is essentially a bit more it's just a bunch of obfuscated code, but it allows you to get more control over an entity. So you'll see what I mean by that when you see how this boss fights. Okay, this boss is designed not to be taken on by a solo pally, by the way, either a team or someone with enchants. Okay, first thing I do, I summon it and it'll run around like a normal worried panda. It's very quick. Just got into hover, gonna change it, and has the normal AI where if you hit it a couple of times it'll turn and try and hit you. You'll notice in the chat it's teleporting to a random enemy. This is just so moves it out a bit more. Oh, okay, first ability, and a child. Okay, it's hot. Okay, that is angry. Okay, so oh god. Suddenly, its AI pipeline has changed. It's doing a lot of damage, and it's firing abilities off way more quickly. And if I was a pally, I'd probably be in a bit of trouble right now. It can buff itself, doesn't get top, get me pretty low. Oh dear, that's close. And also it heals once it gets to half health. This ability here, Hoarding Panda, summons its child, and the child is programmed to run straight for the harbour. If you're not prepared or haven't fought this boss before, it's like catch you out, as it has with so far everyone I've tested this with. Yeah. Get down low again, preferably without dying. Again, this one's meant to be more of a test to figure out what I can and can't do with this. And okay, we can try out warning Panda screeches for his children to protect him. That's because I got to 10th of his health, and now it's firing its abilities off way more frequently. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, I have to heal quite a lot. The frequency of these have gone way up. But you weren't enchanted, or sorry about how unstable keeps coming out. Yeah, okay, there we go, I killed it. Right now it drops a lot of random stuff. It won't drop this in reality. These are just different items it can drop that I've coded in so far. Okay, let me just filter out the trash. Okay, now let's go through these items. Marksman's Leap. So what I wanted to do with this is I wanted to put a spin on the old SavageBoss drop items. So you can still get the normal drops, but I thought it would be a bit cool and creative if we add in custom drops, which are single-time consumables, which can have special effects typically related to classes. So right now we've got Marksman's Leap, dropped by Hoarding Powder, get over this boss, tap I, consume to leap through the skies. So you do this, boom, Sapphire keeps away, ignore the random @6 in chat. Sapphire uses Marksman's Leap to fly across the skies. Yeah, so you consumed the item, otherwise it'd be a bit broken, I think, but it doesn't have to consume the item. For example, Pyro's Flame. Right click to apply fire ticks to a target. Right now there's no one on, so it won't do anything, but this would just apply like a few fire ticks to an enemy, but it won't get consumed. So it doesn't have to get consumed. Assassin's Bane. What this does is any enemies that are not in your party within a certain radius will take a single tick of damage, but a single tick of damage is all it takes to reveal an assassin, and also will apply the glow effect to them, so you can see them. Nothing special there. Bard's buff. Who needs a bard when you've got Bard's buff? All party members receive a powerful buff, speed 2, strength 1, because strength 2 is insane, resistance 2, regen 2, fire res 2. Yeah, nothing more to say there. Just buffy thing. Paladin's Aura, consumed to gain invincibility for 5 seconds, so to demonstrate this, nice fire res, that's a bit awkward, okay, there we go. Taking damage, blah blah blah. Paladin's Aura to gain immunity for 5 seconds, and there we go. That's what that does. And finally, Beast's Escape. This is potential ability for a future class that we might have, but this was something else I was testing along with the Hoarding Panda. It's similar to that. So if I right click this, boom. If I use its Beast Escape to summon a fast pwned or whatever, yeah, on Savage. Okay, and right now you ride it. Its head sort of follows when you're looking a bit, and you can steer this thing. Speeds can be controlled. You can jump up about. You can get kicked for flying if you spam jump a ton, so you might need to fix that. But yeah, just a cool new ability, concept. Steer him around, can jump about, and yeah. Okay, I can kill this with Twiggy's axe, special axe that I've coded in, an attempt to replicate the old Savage legendary items. So if I attack this, why it's not dying, probably just has too much health or something, I don't know, I'll see. Either way, upper particles disabled. Right. And just like the old Savage, you can have rare items and legendaries, etc. and epics, and they can all have their own effects, like fireworks. Okay, so that's the majority of how the main boss plugin works. This would be like your bosses at the end of the dungeon sort of thing. Boss despawns a thing, spawns a thing. It won't clear this guy because I didn't want it to, in case you had any tests or something. So boss summon, I'll just summon it again. Killer won't remove this because it's a name, so you have to do boss despawn and it will get removed. As far as I'm aware, there aren't any memory leaks caused by this, but might be wrong. I haven't really tested. I doubt there is, because it extends the normal Panda entity, so it should behave in a similar way to it. Okay, now next part of the plugin. Gift FI spawner. Yeah, okay. Sign. I'll just keep on. Oak sign. Okay. So, just do it over here. Let us some piece. Okay. So normally you spawn big spawner, spawns pigs, blah blah blah. blah blah blah. Now what I've added is if you add a spawner here, get a sign underneath it, and I've sent you a picture of the config file, so you see what the config looks like. And if I type in now corrected paladin and just try space to spawn. Any second now, it should replace any pigs that would spawn. Yep, there we go. With corrupted paladins. They have a star representing their difficulty, and if I go out and punch it, boom, corrupted paladin slaps. And as you can see, their spawn, there is like a spawn cap out there since they come nearby, and they can cast abilities depending on the thing. They're not balanced yet. So, as you can see, get rid of all the zombies. These fellas here, you can kill them. They have quite a lot of health right now. Oh, one of them's wandered too far. I know. They have a wander limit, because like, it's probably not great having a bunch of these things walking too far from their spawn. But on their death, you can make them drop custom items. Well, not too custom right now, just normal items, so you can assign a probability to it. So, you can despawn these with boss despawn. And if I summon Lost Berserker, boom. All it requires is the sign underneath and custom name. Wait for it to spawn. Yeah, this one we haven't. Okay. Lost Berserker roars at all nearby enemies, leaving them stunned. That will use rage. So you can give them you can make them sort of like impersonate other classes, and I do not want to die. But it's okay, thanks. Yeah, and actually I probably should show their drop, so smite 5. That would drop nothing. You can set the amount of XP you want them to drop. So by default, unless you set it in the config, they'll drop no XP, but you can make it drop whatever, so it can be good for like grinding for XP in certain areas, blah blah blah. You can balance it how you like. See, that one dropped the golden sword. But yeah, that's the majority of this plugin, I think. There's a whole lot of work that's had to go into this for like all sorts of random reasons. I've had a few problems with like memory leaks and stuff, but like I fixed all them, I think, I hope. And for some reason I'm not picking up that XP. Yeah, whatever, I don't know, fix that date. Oh no, he dropped 0 XP, that's fine. Yeah, these are the quest I made earlier, so if you click here, yep, so I'm just trading them around flash for whatever's in this, yeah. You can set up chests for this and stuff. I've made it link up a bit. Hang on, wait. I can manually change cooldowns and stuff in the config. It's pretty far. I don't know. Just yeah. You can link these custom quests up. So if I can search a quest, defeat mobs. Quest progress. So here you'll see it requires you to kill 4 spiders, 4 zombies, and 3 lost berserkers. And lost berserkers are these guys. So it all links together a bit. I think it would work with those bosses. I haven't tried it, but I mean, I'll add functionality to that later if it doesn't. On the to-do list to test, I guess. But yeah, look at that, yep. 2 Lost Berserkers remaining, so you can go through that sort of stuff, you can abandon it if you want. There's still this stuff, delete quest, boss menu, blah blah blah. So I still need to add more functionality to some of these things, but yeah, I think that's all I've got to show right now. My to-do list are to add more ability, like more of those custom abilities, make the config a bit cleaner, remove any random bugs, and other than that, I think it's ready to implement. Anyways, see you in a bit.